I'm Eddie.
I'm Taku.
And today we're going to be talking about Season 1 of Carole Tuesday.
Finally.
Yeah. We just watched episode 12.
12.
Yeah.
12 episodes in one season.
Yeah. It's like a half season kind of situation.
Well, it's in Japan, that's one season. Or we call it one cour.
Oh, okay.
We don't really have the concept of season in Japan. That's why things end.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's over. And
the longest one usually is 50 episodes.
Gotcha.
There are some exceptions, but usually, have you ever seen a Japanese anime longer than 50 episodes?
One Piece.
Yeah, so that's very One Piece, Dragon Ball.
Yeah, the really long term Shonen Jump kind of stuff. But original series, I guess usually 20, 26-ish.
Yeah,
episodes
24, 25.
Yeah.
Or maybe 22.
Yeah.
11 and Gundam usually ends in 50 episodes.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore. They're now 24.
24, 26 per season, and then they might bring the same cast.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So 12 episodes of Carole Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's Shinichiro Watanabe.
Yes.
Our favorite.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I love this show because it had so much to do with the music. What I've always associated him with was amazing soundtracks. I think a lot of people will think about Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo in regards to the music for both of those shows just as much as they would the show itself.
To be fair, Space Dandy too.
Yeah, Space Dandy as well.
Yeah.
Space Dandy as well. But
not too many people like Space Dandy.
It's more underground. The people who like it really liked it, but I think that one was because it was so goofy. Well, that's a good segue actually, because it was that was a comedy, right? And so now Carole Tuesday, the story of it is an emotional drama.
So
in a completely different way than any of the other stuff that he's done.
So Otaquest did an interview.
Yeah.
Actually, I interviewed him.
You interviewed him, yeah.
And we had a lot of exclusive stuff that you guys would be surprised.
Please check back for that, yeah.
Yeah, but aside from that, so when I was interviewing him, right, he was telling me this is what he wanted to do, something got to do with music, aside from Sakamichi no Apparon. But Sakamichi no Apparon has the original.
Yeah.
But he wanted to create his original music story.
Something that was from the ground up, brand new.
Yeah. So, this is what he was wanting to do, and he was talking about some analogy about how music sounds the same in Japan.
Yeah.
So that was an AI.
Yeah, that's where the AI element. So one of the main cruxes of the story is that AI writes the songs and the lyrics for Angela.
And everyone.
And everybody.
The rest of the whole world. There was an article about some IT guy saying that everything will be all the songs will be written.
Pop culture in general. Yeah.
And so aside from that, it sounds the same, don't they?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Think about it from the perspective of most pop music now. Even if it's not being written by AI, most pop music now is being written by the same 5 people. American pop music,
wow.
a lot of pop music, it's the same producers,
same 5 people or same 5 teams.
Well,
collective ghostwriters.
But think about, or even taking it back to the '90s, because that's really where you can define when this started happening, at least with American music, was that the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC were done by the same management guy, the same guy who produced all of their albums. They had the same sound, but most people didn't know it was the same person. If you trace a lot of the #1 hits in America for the last 20 years almost, you will find one particular name that has produced a lot of them. For a ton of different artists. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head, but I saw a big kind of
it does make sense, but there is always a trend.
Yeah.
And aside from the trend, now we have artificial intelligence, which the guy who's talking about how AI will take over was saying that you can put your mood, how you feel, and the AI will come up with a new song for you.
Yeah. And
let's
through deep learning kind of stuff.
Let's you know how Spotify is done by algorithms, but let's say there will be a Spotify-ish app that would come up with what you like.
Yeah.
And they'll always come up with a new song.
It'd be kind of interesting to see something like that, because it's almost like the concept of highly personalized music, and if they did it in a way where it wasn't shareable, where it was like a one-shot kind of thing. It captured your moment, and then you could never listen to it again, kind of thing.
I mean, and technology-wise, it's possible because like, Hatsune Miku.
Yeah.
Would probably like you still need someone who can create a great Hatsune Miku. How do you say
Like the
expression?
Yeah.
But I think it'll get better.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll probably won't need someone. You call it chokyoshi.
Mm-hmm.
Chokyoshi is someone who programs Miku Hatsune and makes her sound good.
Yeah.
But there's nowadays like synthesizer voice that can sing really well.
Yeah.
It's already out.
Mm.
So anything can happen.
Well, so then that's what's the difference between like kind of what we have currently versus like Carole Tuesday is that there are actual people still performing.
So
music.
yes, the thing is they have AI. The AI creates music, so there's no writers basically, but there are performers.
Yes,
performers are human beings, and this so I'm a big Nabeshin fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Shinichiro Watanabe fan, and I actually got to make music once again for him, and I made the music for Artigan.
Mm-hmm.
I am very proud that I got to do it. But aside from that, every single time, this was an animation that I wanted to see the end row.
Yeah.
Because especially when the well, first of all, yes, I would love to see myself on the end row.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like that's like a moment that you usually don't get to experience. Even for any musicians, like being on Nabeshin's anime is like a great experience and a great honor. But sorry, I'm not being annoying.
Well, no, but I get what you're saying because like we were just watching we literally just wrapped watching episode 12, and we were checking to see who produced the tracks
so that's the fun part about this show. Like, so it's like when the auditions started,
mm-hmm.
like a bunch of my friends are in there actually.
Yeah.
Such as Micah Lupite, Yushi is in it.
Oh yeah, no, I remember seeing her. I remember seeing
Yushi is in it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And Micah's also in Block of Femme.
Yeah.
Great French and Japanese mixed singer.
Mm-hmm.
She was singing a French song, and she made a song for it. You know the girl who just hurt Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
That's her. I mean,
oh okay. Well, she's a singing voice for her.
Yeah. I mean, Micah doesn't do something like that. So it was almost like watching Yuri on Ice music version. I wanted everyone to win.
Yeah, well, once you got to the competition part of it.
Yeah.
But there were still some like funny moments in it. There were
some funny.
Yeah, which were like very reminiscent of like American talent shows, which I thought was very funny. Like it had an authentic feel to it. It's like he did his research in the way that he developed the way the show is built, with the judges and the crowd reactions and having like the goof off kind of. Like the trio that came in the one episode and their song was just curse words.
Yeah, cursing all the way.
Yeah, so like I thought that had like a very authentic kind of feel to it. It was cool seeing it animated, but it was also really cool having like so many different styles of music represented throughout the series as well. Mm-hmm. And I think that was something that really stood out to me in this one versus like the previous shows, and that like his previous shows, well, they had a specific sound to them, and this show is all over the place. Like the music is like everywhere in a good way. Like you have a wide representation of genres in it.
So you know how Yuri on Ice, like there were a bunch of characters and you wanted to cheer them, and so for my perspective, my friends were making the music, so I wanted everyone to win.
Yeah.
And at the same time, there's another aspect of Yuri on Ice, and there's a Fujoshi aspect. Mm-hmm. You know what a Fujoshi is?
Yeah, like a rotten girl, someone who likes like boys love kind of kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know why they call it rotten girl.
Yeah.
But I wonder how like Nabeshin. This is all the characters are. All the characters? Well, most of the performers were girls on the American Idol stuff. The Mars Brightest.
Yeah.
But there was this, he put some lesbian elements in it.
Kind of like undertones. I mean, Carole and Tuesday have like a very close relationship. The last episode kind of had like those kind of like.
So I was wondering, is he like going to put more of that, or if it's...
I mean, that it's curious. I thought that the last episode, without getting too into it, because I don't want to like spoil too much of it if you decided to ignore it or
I mean, but people will be watching this probably after watching.
Yeah, well, hopefully. Well, so like the scenes of the two of them alone.
So you should do the spoiler alert thing.
Yeah, so spoiler alert, spoiler alert. There's scenes. So the spoiler alert is that Tuesday gets taken back to her family. Her mom's a politician, and she feels that there's going to be a scandal because Tuesday ran away to go do this music stuff. And there's like scenes of frustration for both Carole and Tuesday at them being separated. And the song that's playing, in addition to like the text messages that are showing, which you had an interesting point about them being in English.
Oh, yeah.
There's no Japanese subtitle for the text messages. But it kind of gave this sense of longing in a way. Their relationship was more than just the music that they were making, or that they had like a really strong emotional like attachment to each other in that moment, like the frustration that they were feeling and the way that they missed each other. And I thought that was like honestly, that was probably the strongest point in the episode for me.
So being a musician, I feel like it's there are some similar moments, which is like a love relationship and music partner relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very intimate in a different way.
Yeah.
So I mean, to me, I thought Carole Tuesday is not like a lesbian.
Not like in love, but like there's a bond there for sure, like a very, very close connection.
Which I honestly I do not mind how the story goes on.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, but you were saying it was the episode 12 was kind of predictable.
Yeah. Well, the end of the episode. So they get to the studio late after like her friends break Tuesday out, and they get on stage, and the judges say that they're disqualified for breaking the rules. Mm-hmm. And that part I wasn't really expecting, because I wasn't paying as much attention about the whole, like, I guess they did touch on it at the beginning of the episode about how like if they're not there by the time the episode starts, they lose. But they beg to perform. The crowd says, like they show their support. They get to perform their song, which is The Loneliest Girl, which we kind of heard an earlier version of in like the first episode. And I knew that, like, just as soon as they started playing the song, I knew that the judges were going to say something to the effect of, like, let's give the prize to both of them.
Yeah,
I felt like that. I felt like that was just a very, very obvious outcome. Especially with it being like the end of the first season or the end of the first section of the show. Like, you couldn't really end it on a down note like that after everything that they had gone through.
They could have knowing Shinichiro, I think it was about the time. Mm-hmm. It's 23 minutes per episode, right?
Yeah.
And 12 episodes.
Yeah.
I think this is just assumptions. This is not where this is not from Shinichiro.
He hasn't said anything about this yet.
But he had other options too.
Yeah.
Like, they could have made them lose anyways, and some other agency or label.
Yeah, could have come through and picked it up. Yeah, but I mean, like,
but I think they just wanted to stick Angela and Carole Tuesday together.
So there's more of a rivalry between them.
In a closer environment.
Yeah. Actually, and speaking of that too, there was a moment in episode 12, and going back to the AI thing, where Angela was talking about how the song that was written by the AI for her to sing in the competition emulated her emotions.
Like, I kind of felt sorry for Angela.
Yeah,
because like she has her pride.
Yeah.
And she was talking about how she wanted her mother. She wanted her to look at her, but she wanted to sing about herself.
Yeah.
And she did.
Yeah.
Great performance. Well, not my favorite kind of tune, but great performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
And whole audience thought Carole Tuesday performed well, but they were disqualified.
Yeah.
And well, how would Angela has her own her pride.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I just want to know how she felt.
Well, but I mean, like she even said, like, please let them perform.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. Yes.
And it did seem to me like her motivation was to see what she was up against more than anything else.
And she wanted to beat them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the question is, did she feel she beat them, or did she feel she lost?
Yeah.
That wasn't
because the way they set it up, like by giving the prize to both of them, with one of them being disqualified, that's almost like saying that they would have given the win to Carole Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a little
So I just really want to know how Angela felt, but they didn't really show it. So that's kind of like what I'm like looking forward to.
Yeah, with the rest of
the next season.
That is going to be really interesting. I hope that too, with the idea of them debuting and everything, I hope that they touch on different aspects of the music industry a little bit harder, like the hardships of being an artist and what it's like working in a machine in that sense, because you already have a feeling of that with Angela. She's got a team that kind of oversees the AI. She has to do what's already being told to her, but Carole and Tuesday don't come from that kind of environment. Mm-hmm. And I kind of want to see on their side them adjusting to it and how they deal with working in an environment like what the record industry is like, or what the entertainment industry is like.
And even if you look at the music industry today, acoustic musicians, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's tough.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just so the episode they had kind of similar to. Well, I've never been there, but kind of a Coachella-ish festival.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, yes, acoustic artists can perform there, but as for
playing the main stage,
for the big stage headliner, you'd rather want to sound with distorted guitar or boomy bass.
Yeah, well, I mean, and the way that happened in that episode, was the crowd's disappointment because of the style of music, or was it the disappointment because it wasn't the artist that they wanted to see?
Probably both.
Yeah. So I think it'll be interesting. I think there's also another element of pop music or the music industry too that's not touched on too often, about how you have stylists and you have people who plan out what your image is going to be like in certain situations.
Yeah.
How are they going to touch on that kind of thing?
So there's going to be another 12 more.
Yeah.
There's going to be 12 more episodes.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how Shinichiro's trying to build the story.
Yeah.
But the story is going to be definitely about the arc of Angela and Carole Tuesday.
Yeah. The rivalry.
Yeah. And but there are there's Crystal. It's an artist. It's Carole Tuesday's favorite artist. Mm-hmm. There are other veteran artists, not veteran. That's veteran is Japanese. What do you call it? Someone who's been in the industry longer.
Yeah, I think veterans the right.
Veterans are the people who quit army in English, right?
Well, that's one way of.
Oh, so you guys use it the same way?
We could say veteran.
We say veteran in Japan.
Yeah. You could say veteran. Veteran is
people call me veteran now.
Somebody who's served, basically. It's so it doesn't matter if you're I mean, when you're talking about the military, of course, it means that you're no longer in it. That's how we use it.
In Japanese, sports scene or music scene, if you say veteran, the experience or someone who's been in the industry for 10 years, 20 years.
I mean, it's veteran woodwork.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks guys. Learning English.
Yeah.
But you'll see those characters probably. I have no clue how he's gonna make it this winning the audition could be the highlight, but what he did was it was now it's the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. It's restarted.
Even the title.
Yeah.
Jimmy Casterbush I think it's Jimmy Casterbush. It just has begun.
No, I think it was the Carpenters.
The Carpenters song?
Yeah.
It just has begun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it was the Carpenters.
So, but it's. I mean, even the title says it just has begun.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it finally started. The show finally started. Basically, for him.
Well, it's the career. The career is now there. Now this is where the meat of the show is going to be. We had the setup, and now we have the real
and the
story.
The opening of the story is they always say This is a story about two girls creating miracles for 6 minutes on Mars.
Yeah.
So I think there's gonna be a miracle on Mars, and I'm assuming he's gonna put more sci-fi aspects from here. It was like pure music, because and it's on Mars.
Yeah.
But by the way, did you guys notice that all the currency is oolong, and the oolong is the currency for
Cowboy Bebop? Yeah. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I just have a feeling that it's gonna go a bit more sci-fi.
I would hope so.
Because and using more AIs.
Yeah, I like. Maybe it's not the right way to phrase it, but what Carole and Tuesday are doing is like very rebellious in a way.
Yeah.
And so like I would love to see it kind of be the kind of like the type of story where they're breaking down the structure. And so maybe this use of AI becomes like obsolete by the end of the show, you know? Like the idea that even if an AI can write a song and it can like gauge your emotions and stuff, it's never going to be the same as like somebody writing their own music.
Could be.
So I think that would be an interesting way for it to turn out.
I mean, like when the first time when I was asked to create a song done by AI, I was actually bummed.
Well, how did that even, like, what was the instruction for that like? Like, how did he tell you this is, like, what it should sound
So
like?
I made a song for Artigan, and Artigan, he explained to me who Artigan is. He's always confident, and apparently I was one of the most fortunate artists because my song got played 3 times in the show. So at first he said, and I told him, hey, so I'm gonna be doing the bad guys because I'm the AI.
Yeah.
But no, and am I being like really? I say yogoreyaku. Yogoreyaku is like someone who gets a dirty job. I asked him, am I doing the dirty job? Just I just joked, you know.
Yeah.
But he was like, no, it's not. And he said it's a good role, and it actually was a good role. I was very, very, very happy with it, and also other artists was making music for AI.
Yeah.
It was really good. So I felt like really proud of being in there.
When he said you were making the music for like the AI or that production, did he say like try to think about it like this or try to think about it like this?
No,
like,
his direction was about the festival.
Oh, okay.
He said, well, although it changed, he said there's gonna be silence. He wanted us the opening with the silence, not too loud, and then Artigan says fire, and the whole loud music comes out,
and then it blows up.
That was his like instruction.
Gotcha.
So and I think the album's gonna be out soon.
Oh, nice.
So you get to hear the whole thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
so it wasn't like you were being told to like. It's not like the Space Dandy thing where you were being told to emulate something.
Space Dandy was an emulation of like 80s like weird music.
Yeah.
But this was about creating something. He asked me to create pop music. Well, not pop music, but festival music.
Yeah, gotcha.
And yeah, I think, yeah, like one thing I would like to do is like talk to my friends, you know, like talk to Micah, talk to Yushie, like what Nabishin's.
Kind of get an idea of
direction
what they had to do too. Yeah, that would be really cool. It'd be cool to like do something with all of them about this. And find out.
Definitely.
Yeah, it'd be rad.
And yeah, I can't wait for the. I don't even know when the second season's coming out.
Well, Netflix hasn't even said when it's coming out in America yet. We know that it's going to be on Netflix in America, but we still can't watch it on Netflix in America.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, first season was really good, and really excited for the next arc and like where it's going to go. So hopefully it starts soon.
I'm hoping people in U.S. will like this show.
Yeah, I mean it is very different than like what he's done in the past, but I think the story is really strong and the music's fantastic. So that's another reason to like it. It is different, but you know, maybe I'm a little bit biased because I'm also like one of Nabishin's fans,
Yeah.
but I honestly think that there's like a lot of reason to like this show. And it's the kind of thing that because of the way that Netflix releases stuff, it sucks that we have to wait so long for it to come out officially in America, but like the idea that you can just watch it all in one go is really nice.
Can I just say one more thing about the ending?
Yeah.
So you know how Netflix works, right?
Yeah.
It's great in one way that you don't have to.
Yeah, but then
watch
it skips the ending at like 30 seconds in. Yeah, I know.
So this is like, so I was watching in Netflix Japan.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix Japan, by the way.
Yeah.
And it was created by Fuji TV and Netflix. And I was so happy that it was on Netflix. But every single time I had to make sure I won't skip.
Yeah, so you had to like pay attention.
But
You couldn't
usually,
just let it run.
usually I like that,
Yeah.
how Netflix does. Because I don't want to keep on watching the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
But every single episode I had to watch who was creating music because I was interested.
Yeah.
So if you're watching it on Netflix, this is something that you
make sure that you hit the button so that you
won't
plays the
skip.
credits and it won't skip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Good
all I
credit
gotta say.
sequence too. So
Yeah.
well, let us know. Have you been watching Carole Tuesday either on Japanese Netflix or some other way, which we won't really talk about? Or are you looking forward to watching Carole Tuesday? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow Otaquest for all of your Japanese pop and subculture news. See you next time.